Hey everybody, BamaCooley here with another review, and behind me I have the 2024 Chevy Silverado ZR2 Bison Edition. This is a sharp looking truck. It's got a lot of technology, and we're going to go in, we're going to review it, we're going to compare it to some other models, and hopefully I'll get to drive it and we'll give it the business. So come on, let's go. All right, to say this truck is intimidating looking is an understatement. Normally I'm not a fan of white, just because I think it can be plain in a vehicle, but when you pair it with gloss black, with the black bumpers, the gloss black grille, you have the perfect Stormtrooper look. You do have some red accents with the open Chevy logo here, and you got some red accents going around. Of course, you got your ZR2 badging with the red too, which I think looks sharp. And of course, you have your AEV upgraded bumpers, which give you a little bit more clearance as far as your approach angles than the standard ZR2. And then up here on the front, you also have your cameras. This has a full 360-degree camera system. And of course, you have this massive bulge for the scoop here. You got your fog lamps here. You got your LED headlights here, which look sharp when they're lit up, and you'll see that in the B-roll footage. Overall, this is just a really good looking vehicle. I like the way the aggressive lines come in on the hood itself. I like the way this bulge looks, especially in the gloss black. And of course, you got the 6.2 liter badge going on the side. Coming over to the side, of course, you got the 33-inch Goodyear Wranglers, all-terrains. You got the upgraded rims for the AEV package. And of course, they are gloss black as well, and they just look really sharp, especially with this white. We got ZR2 badging with the 2 in the red here, which also stands off with the white. Coming across, you do have the black mirrors, you got the gloss black handles, and you got the side steps to go along here. So what do you get exactly with the Bison package besides the Bison logo and that going with it? The interior is upgraded, your front and rear bumpers are upgraded. You also get skid plate protection on your front and rear lockers. That's right, the ZR2 comes with front and rear lockers, which, you know, Ford usually has the rear locker. I think Toyota only has a rear locker. So you do get rear lockers on the front and back for your off-roading needs. So coming around to the back quarter panel, of course, you got your Bison badge here, which it's gray. This should be gloss black as well, in my opinion. I think they missed the boat on this. Make this stand out like you make the door handles stand out. So coming down here, Chevy did put the Multimatic shocks and dampers on this to give it a much smoother ride and to make sure that when you're going off-roading, it is very comfortable. So this is a very off-road capable vehicle. It's got the departure angles elevated, it's got the approach angles elevated, and it does have the suspension for all your off-road needs. Coming around the back, of course, you got more functionality. You got your cameras and your sensors here. Like I said, you got the full 360-degree camera system. You got your black Chevy badge here. All of this is black. You got your AEV Bison badge here, which looks good in the black, like the stickers should look. Of course, you got your black Silverado. You got your upgraded bumper system. You do have some recovery hooks here, and you got your towing capability. This will tow up to 8,900 to 9,000 pounds. I think it's got a payload of like 1,440 pounds. So it is a fully capable truck, not just a truck you can take off-road. Before we show the functionality with the tailgate, let's go over the key fob. On the back, you got the Chevy logo. Here you got the lock, unlock, the tailgate, and then of course this does have auto start, and you got your panic button if you need it. So let's look at this tailgate. As you can see, we got this coming down, so if you needed a workbench or something up a little bit higher, you got this right here. And of course, if you hit the bottom button, you got the full tailgate coming out. And of course, if you hit the top button again, this folds all the way back down, and you got a stair step to help you get in. You also have a rod over there that can help you get in as well. And of course, this does come with the spray-in bed liner, and you do have 120 volt power here. You got LED lights in the bed as well. And you got a camera right back there to see what you actually have in your bed and make sure when you're driving, it actually stays in your bed. So powering this ZR2 is a naturally aspirated V8 6.2 liters that puts out 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. So this makes it comparable. This particular truck will go 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. Some say 5.9, 6.1, depends on what publication you read. Anyway, it's quick for a truck. especially a big truck. And this power right here will allow you, like I said earlier, to tow about 8,900 pounds, but that's really only suspension limited, because typically with off-road vehicles, they have softer suspensions, so they won't tow as much as a normal routine truck. And this does have a payload capacity of about 1,440 pounds. But this particular engine is paired to a 10-speed transmission, and this is one of Chevy's staple engines that has been out for years, and it definitely provides more than enough power for probably what you're going to need it for. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and jump in the front and see what we have. Opening the door, you see the same nicer materials that I was talking about earlier. We got the yellow stitching going here. Of course, we got this gray pattern going here. This does have the upgraded Bose system in it, so you got massive Bose speakers. Of course, here you've got your power mirrors, your power windows, your door locks. We got storage here. Looking at this, you got your ZR2 badge here, which I always love when manufacturers put stuff like that in. This does have 10-way power seats. We got our AEV floor mats here upgraded, and going through here, of course, we'll point this out later, you have gloss black going across there, but the seats here are really sharp. You have the soft leather seats that are heated and cooled. You got the yellow stitching, and up at the top of the headrest you have the AEV logo. Talking about storage and more functionality, here you got your armrest with a nice material. Of course, you got your yellow stitching here. Open it up, you have a tray here for storage. You got your wireless charging pad for your phone, got your USBs, you got a 120 volt plug-in, and you got more storage down here as well. So definitely store a lot, and it's definitely functional. In the back seat of the ZR2, it is very roomy, like you would expect from any full-size truck. You do have upgraded materials with this level of trim. The seats are very soft leather. You have upgraded materials here. You got kind of like a carbon fiber, gray carbon fiber pattern here. You got yellow stitching all throughout, and it's even here on the seats itself to let you know that you're actually in a Bison. Of course, pulling it down, you have the cup holder armrest, which every truck needs. Also back, this does have the upgraded Bose system, which we'll show more in a minute. But back here, you got heated seats, you got your USBs right here. You also have your vents back here. You got two cup holders you can use as well. Headroom is really good, legroom is really good. So this has plenty of room for the family. If you got a couple kids, you need a car seat or two back here, this will definitely do the job. All right, everybody, let's crank this bad boy up. It's a 6.2 liter V8. Let's see how she sounds. Just sitting in here, the seat is very comfortable, has good lumbar support, and like I said, it's a 10-way adjustable. But look in here, this does have 4 auto, 4 high, 4 low, and 2 high. So you have all your modes that you're going to need, whether you're going over mud, whether it's slippery with snow and ice, rain, whatever. Of course, we have our auto lights here. We have controls on the steering wheel. Of course, we can change our display, which I'll show you here in a little bit. All right, everybody, here's a little bit of POV from what it looks like sitting in the driver's seat. Of course, with the steering wheel here, all the controls I mentioned earlier. Looking over here at the infotainment center, as you can see, it's a very big display. Of course, we have our audio right here. It is very quick responsive, so that's a good thing. Of course, here you got your trailer assist right here. Add a new trailer, so you can actually program the trailer you want to put in this. Here you got your Google Assist. Of course, you got your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all those features. You can do your climate controls here. Your trailering, Wi-Fi hotspot is available. Let's go into settings. Let's see what we can find right here. Connections, vehicle, apps, permissions, displays, sound. There's a teen driver mode if you're worried about your teen driving this and how 16-year-olds are. Like I said, this is it's a very good infotainment center. Moving back over to the digital display, here's where you select your drive modes. You can change up the configurations to this. Currently it's set on the tire monitoring over on the left with the speed. I put it over there because I think the green pops and it just looks pretty and I can play with these things all damn day. Currently the center's on the tire pressure, and we are in sport mode. As you can see, that will change some once you start. There's your normal mode. Going back to sport, there's an off-road mode. You can see even the scenery in the thing changes itself, and it does change into select 4 high for terrain mode. So it won't even really let you go into terrain mode until you select 4 high. You can configure this any way you want. Right now, this is currently how we have it configured. and it's a good looking display. Hey everybody, we're ready for the driving portion, so we're getting ready to go. Yes, I got the camera on my head looking like an idiot. I'm with Austen, salesman here at Landers McLarty Chevy here in Huntsville. If you need a new Chevy, whether it's a Corvette, whether it's the ZR2 Bison, give him a call. I'll put his name in the description as well as Landers McLarty's website page, but they'll definitely help you out if you want a brand new Chevrolet. So let's get going. This is the first time I've actually driven this. The exhaust does sound good. Though if I had this, I would probably put new gloss black exhaust tips on the back. Make them stand out, stick out a little bit. So this truck definitely sits up high. You can tell with the ZR2 package that you get an extra 2 inches of lift. And that 6.2 does sound awesome. And the nostalgia fact is you don't get many naturally aspirated engines anymore. Even with the V8s, a lot of times they're turbocharged, or you get the 6 cylinders that are turbocharged. I got it in sport mode, so I wanted the steering to be tighter, and it definitely is, because I like a tighter feeling steering wheel. But as far as the ride itself, just going down this road in Research Park, even with the sport suspension activated, it definitely drives good. Austen, what do you think from a Z72, Z71, Silverado 1500, what's your probably best seller month to month?
Trail Boss.
The Trail Boss?
LT Trail Boss, yeah. Sir.
I noticed y'all had several in the park on the lot, or you had a few on the lot, and I know this morning coming I passed a couple of Trail Bosses, and there's a few people where I work that has Trail Bosses. Is it the same engine, the 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque?
So you can get the 6.2 in the Trail Boss. You can get the 6.2, the conventional 5.3. You can also get the 3.0 Mini Duramax in a Trail Boss as well.
Is that the Turbo 6?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a 2.7 Turbo Max now. Chevy's take on the EcoBoost kind of thing. So there's 4 different engines you can get in a Trail Boss right now. Because
I know Ford offers the 2.7, the 3.0, and the 3.5 on the EcoBoost. Yeah. I would probably just have to go with the 6.2, all things being equal. I think you get more bang for your buck. Yeah. Have you heard of anybody tuning these or putting superchargers on them yet? Well, I know you can put supercharger on them because I went down to Houston to PAX Power and drove their Z71 Jackal, and they had it supercharged with a Whipple. Yeah. And they had a Suburban supercharged as well, Z71 Suburban, and it was pushing out 650 horsepower. Yeah. Of course, they went in and upgraded the shocks. They put Icon shocks on it, or King shocks on it. I think it was King shocks. And they even put 37s on the Z71 Silverado. Some car manufacturers are easier to make mods than others, from a tuning standpoint or adding the Whipples. That exhaust note definitely sounds good. This does have the active exhaust, so when you switch it to sport mode, it will get louder and sound better as the valves open up. Overall visibility in here while you're driving is good. Like saying, if I wanted to, I could activate the camera system and see wherever I'm at. It does have front and rear parking assist, so that's awesome. I view people in their car selections kind of like people picking presidents. You have Chevy people, you have Ford people, and no matter what Chevy or Ford does or doesn't do, they're going to stick with them no matter what. Like, I mean, that's just how it is, So we're going to take this on the highway a little bit, and the little stretch that I do a lot of my reviews in, kind of show you how it is driving this on the highway, give it the business a little bit. You can pick up some of the torque, and definitely hear that engine rumble. See, me, I can't really afford to be one or the other. I have to be unbiased. Yeah, that definitely sounds good. Has good pickup, has good torque.
But being me, who I am, if I own this truck, because I'm not a farmer, I'm not going to take it rock crawling. I tend to want to do more high-speed off-roading, like going across fields at 50, 60 miles an hour, or maybe 80. I'm not interested in going through 6 inches of mud. So I would probably find a local tuner that can tune Chevys and possibly put a supercharger on it and have it pushing about 700, 750 horsepower. But the drive itself, you know, I got it in sports suspension, so it is stiffer. So we are picking up more bumps, but it's soaking them up pretty well as well. I mean, I know normal would be softer, and if I was taking this to Birmingham or Destin or having a 5 or 6 hour drive, I would probably go ahead and put it in normal just to soften up the suspension. But driving around town, just keep it in sport and go with it. Even though sport suspension, as we were coming down that little dip there, it had some float to it. You know, a little bit of float where it was soaking up as we were coming down the hill.
This is our usual Corvette Camaro test drive.
Oh yeah.
We always like to show off how well those do at speed limit. Driving those on this road. Yeah. I have a side road back here that if I do a draggy pull on, it's a little 2-lane road that's very little traffic that I can come to a dead stop, and it's fairly flat, and gun the hell out of it. No, I'm definitely enjoying driving this. I think it's, and I hope everybody on camera and from the point of view over to looking at me and to the outside footage kind of picks up how smooth this ride is. And it's like I said, it's got plenty of power, with 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. And we'll give it the business a little bit when I'm pulling out here so you can pick up the acceleration. Oh, and it sounds good too. That's what I like to feel too. Like I was already doing 68, but where's the torque curve when you're already doing 68 or 70 and you need to pass somebody? Like how much pull can you feel at a high speed? The speed limiter on this is about 98 from the manufacturer. If you get it tuned, they can take that off. I'm not testing that today. This is more of, I wanted to feel what the drive was like. I wanted to feel what the steering was like. I wanted to feel what the acceleration was like. And I think this truck stands out. I think when you're driving it, especially with the aesthetics that the Bison package puts on, people do notice. I think you could definitely get noticed with it. And hopefully I haven't frustrated Austen enough that this won't be my last review in a Chevy. And I have to give Austen his props. He did help me film today and made things a lot quicker than it would have been if I was doing it by myself. So like I was saying, you know, whether you're a Ford guy, Chevy guy, and then you got your independent, which I consider Dodge, Ram people, you know, so you got your 3 party lines right there. I'm the type of person, go test drive everything. Expand your horizons. You know, don't just stick to a party line when it comes to vehicles. And my goal is to review as many vehicles and present them to y'all as possible. So I can't stick to a party line. I'd be cutting out 2/3 of my reviews. All right, everybody, there you have it. The Z72 Bison. It's a great truck. I recommend you come down and test drive it. Special thanks to Austen, the salesman I work with here at Landers McLarty Chevy. The description will have their website and his name. Give them a call. They'll take care of you. Remember, if you're in the back streets of Tijuana, like we were today a little bit, and you've got a fun car or truck to drive, go ahead and give it the business and have a good time with it. We'll check y'all out next time. Have a good one.